Hello and welcome to Yoga with Carolynne. If it's your first time here, welcome my darling. Thank you so much for being here. And if it's not your first time here and you've been here before, welcome back. Today's practice is a beginner yoga flow. So we are going to connect to flow today. So physically, what we are going to be exploring is yoga transitions, so stand salutations and how to link pose to pose, and specifically how to support yourself in your practice and modify the practice in order to really move in a way that is supportive for you. Energetically or spiritually, we will be focusing on embracing change and how to navigate in a supportive way transitions in your life. So put on your comfy clothes, roll out your yoga mat, and let's get started. Welcome to Yoga with Carolynne, teaching yoga students how to find more comfort and presence in life through the lessons of gentle hatha and yin yoga, no matter your shape or ability to touch your toes. Hello, and welcome to your yoga mat, my darling. Props that you're going to want for today's practice are 2 yoga blocks, and if you can, take your 2 yoga blocks and place them towards the front end of your mat and place them on either side. If you don't have yoga blocks, no fret. They're not actually mandatory for today's practice. They are just going to be an extra added bonus for you to help modify and really support yourself in your practice. You can also grab a few heavy books. So if you have some heavy books, then you can place them as I've placed my blocks at the front of my mat. We're going to be starting in a seated posture, just like this, as we are seated cross-legged. If you know right away and you've found yourself in this shape and it doesn't feel comfortable for your knees or for your hips or for your low back, a modification would be for you to raise your hips up a little bit. So if you've got a blanket nearby or a pillow just up off the couch, grab that and place it underneath of your sit bones. So pause the video, do that if you need to, and then come right back here. Placing the hands on the knees, palms face up or palms face down. Feeling your sit bones grounding and rooting down into the mat. So we really start at the foundation, right? Especially when we're going to be moving and flowing on the mat. It's really important for you to take this time at the beginning of the practice for you to set up your foundation to really find that stability in the support of Mama Earth on the ground. So as you feel your sit bones settle, encourage some length to come into the spine. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, and I'll invite you to bring your eyes to a close. If it doesn't feel comfortable to have the eyes closed, just a softness with the gaze works perfect. As you take these first few moments of your practice to check in. The word yoga means to yoke, to unite, to create union, to connect. So as you settle into your practice, into this moment, allow not only your physical body to arrive and settle, but also invite and give your heart and your mind permission to show up as well. Meaning that you are giving your practice its full attention and awareness, and giving yourself your full attention and awareness. Beginning to connect physical body, heart, and mind, all right here. As you settle into this stillness, this shape, you might have already just intuitively, as you've connected into your body, begun to breathe in a way that feels a little bit more nourishing. Feeling your deep breath begin to reach into corners of the body that it hasn't yet today. Deepening that breath, taking up space in your body. Inviting softness into the face. As you connect into your center, that connection into center is what helps you find that strength and stability no matter whatever is going on. Let's take one last breath right here in the stillness together. Inhale. Exhale at the mouth. Beautiful. Opening up into the eyes. Bringing the fingertips on the mat beside your hips as you press into the fingertips to find a little bit more length into the spine. Take an inhale to reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Then on the exhale, bring the hands into heart center, pressing those palms together. Maybe the chin comes back down towards the chest. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, reach those fingertips up. Exhale, left hand comes down onto the mat. Take an inhale to reach that right fingertip up. And then the exhale tips you over towards the left. Take an inhale to come back into center. Really move with that breath. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tip over towards the right. Beautiful. Inhale, come back into center. Reach the fingertips. Exhale as you float the hands down on either side of your mat and coming into tabletop position, coming onto your hands and your knees. If you know that you will benefit from some added cushioning underneath of your knees, you can grab a blanket, or even if you have a sweater nearby, just to place something underneath of your knees. In your tabletop position, spread those fingers nice and wide. So again, working from foundation up, spreading those fingers wide as you press into the palms of the hands and the knuckles of the fingers. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath of the hips as you find length. Those hips reaching back, the top of the head reaching forward. Kind of puff up your back a little bit. Now on your next inhale, tip the pelvis back, allow the belly to drop, gaze looks up towards the sky. Starting at the tailbone, exhale, tip the pelvis. Spread the shoulder blades wide, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And again, inhale. Exhale. A few more times just like that with your own rhythm of breath. So for this practice, let every single movement that you make, that you take, have a beginning and a middle and an end. Letting the movements in between the poses to be almost, if not more than the poses themselves. So without worrying about the end destination, about where you're headed, enjoy the ride as you get there. Beautiful. Come back into center, back into stillness. Send the hips back towards the heels, coming into a little bit more of an active child's pose. So walk the hands forward a little bit more. Really gripping into the mat with your fingertips. Using that puffing up of the upper back that you just connected with in your last shape. Take an inhale to roll up, coming forward. Lift the feet up off the mat. So you're now coming into a low plank. Bring your attention to your belly button in towards the spine. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, bend at the elbows, come all the way down towards the mat. Hands are still underneath of your shoulders or a little bit further back as you hug the elbows in towards the ribs. Take up space with your feet here. They don't have to be glued against each other. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Press the pubic bone into the mat. Take an inhale to roll the shoulders back. Shine the heart forward. Baby cobra, start low. Exhale, bring it back down. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, peel the shoulders back. Use the back muscles to inhale up. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. You're barely using your arms here. You can almost float your hands if you wanted to. Exhale, bring it down. Press into the hands and knees. Inhale, find your tabletop. Exhale, find your child's pose. We're gonna link all of that together. Inhale, coming up and forward. Lift those feet, low plank. Inhale here. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Keep that belly strong. Let the feet come down as you press into the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bring it down. Press into hands and knees. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Don't worry about if you're getting this perfect. Just let yourself flow. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale here in your low plank. Exhale, bend, come down. Cobra pose. Inhale, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Shine the heart forward. Exhale, bring the heart down. Press into hands and knees. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose, and just rest. Walk those hands in. Let the upper back soften. If you'd like added support for your forehead, you can stack a few fists if your forehead doesn't meet comfortably with the mat. Stay with those deep breaths. Settle into the stillness. Moving mindfully here, again remembering that the movement is more important than the poses. So sliding those hands forward, rolling yourself up, then we'll come into a downward facing dog. So those hands, that same integrity that you found in your hands in your tabletop position, and the hands are a step forward, the same as you were in your last flowing movement. Curling the toes under to then begin to straighten the legs, send the hips up and back into your first downward facing dog. Pedal it out into the legs, bend one knee, bend the other knee, shake the head to relax the neck. The legs don't have to be stick straight here, so as you settle into stillness in your downward facing dog, allow some bend to be into the knees, especially for the first downward facing dog, to really shine those hips up towards the sky. So to modify downward facing dog, one option would be to lift your hands up and place your hands onto your yoga blocks, or bring the knees down. Tabletop position is absolutely your friend here. Beautiful. Now for the first standing up, we're going to explore walking the hands towards the back of the mat. So walk those hands back. A little bit more accessible, especially for the first walk back. Finding yourself in your forward fold. Arms can be long. You can grab hold of elbows, or you can place hands or elbows on your thigh for added support for the low back. Let your head hang like a heavy fruit. If your arms are anywhere but long, allow the hands to come nice and long. Press into the feet to slowly, slowly, slowly roll up to standing. Head comes up last. Mountain pose, Tadasana shape. Find big foundation in your feet here. Take up space on your mat for your body to feel supported. So your feet are hip distance apart, and that doesn't mean what you wish your hips were. So where your hips actually are. So really big foundation. Bring your attention to your feet. Spread the toes, lift the toes up away from the mat. Now slowly, pinky, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, big toe, come down. Grip the yoga mat with your toes as you scrunch your toes in. Let's do that again. Lift the toes so the toes are reaching towards your legs. And then slowly, baby toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, big toe, you come down. Press into the heels. Bring some softness into the knees. Allow the palms to open up towards the front of your yoga mat. Rooting down to rise up to the crown of the head. So again, working from that foundation, it will help with when you find that movement. And then we'll find that movement. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward and reach the fingertips up. On the exhale, tip the hips back. Lead with the heart, forward fold. Walk your hands forward to come into your plank pose. And then right away, bring your knees down. So we've been here before. Take an inhale. Exhale, you know the drill. Come all the way down. Inhale, find your cobra pose. Exhale, bring the heart down. Press into your hands and knees. Inhale, find your tabletop. Curl the toes under. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, take as many steps as you need to this time walk towards the front end of your yoga mat. And your blocks are there to raise the floor up. Hands on the blocks or on your books. Inhale to find a half lift, flat back. Reach the crown of the head forward, reach the hips back. Bring the belly button in towards the spine. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Place the blocks over towards one side. To press into the feet, to inhale, reach the fingertips up. Standing all the way up. And then hands come into heart center. Let's move again. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale as you tip the hips back, lead with the heart, forward fold. Blocks are there to inhale, find your half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to when you come into your forward fold. And then even more to bring the palms of the hands down. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. Plank pose, bring your knees down. You've been here before, you know this. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, come down to your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bring it down. Press into your hands and knees. Inhale, find your tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're flowing, we're moving. You've got this. Walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Inhale, find your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, sweep the fingertips forward. Come all the way up. Exhale, let your hands fall and rest onto your heart, palms onto your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your place in the world. Feel your center. Stay connected with that center, which will help with finding that stability throughout the movements. Inhale, sweep the fingertips forward, reach it up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, find your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands down. Step it back into your plank. Bring the knees down. You know the drill this time. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Hands and knees, inhale. Curl the toes under, exhale, down dog. From your downward facing dog, take 3 deep breaths. Bend the knees again as much as you need to keep those hips shining up. Last deep breath. From your downward facing dog, we'll come into a 3-legged down dog. Ground down into your left foot to pick up into the right foot. Now this is where we explore the transitions of stepping that foot towards the front of the mat. The way for you to create space so that your foot can comfortably come towards the front of the mat. Come high onto the tippy toes, high onto the tippy toes of the left foot. Stay high as you bend into that right leg. Slowly come forward. so that you've got space for the front line of your body here. Instead of stepping the foot in between the hands, step the foot on the outside of the mat. And then doesn't matter. See, my foot actually didn't land all the way towards my foot. Foot lands wherever it falls. Then you've got that right hand to bring that right foot closer up towards the front of the mat. And then your hands might not comfortably meet with the floor, so raise the floor up with your hands. Look at how much you can really support and change so that you feel supported in your practice. Take as much space as you need to on your mat here so you can widen your stance, a little bit more like train tracks than a balancing beam. That will help with finding your stability. You've got that solid foundation in your feet to then inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. On the exhale, soften, settle into the shape. Let's stay with that momentum that you've created. Take an inhale, reach the fingertips up. On the exhale, reach the fingertips forward and then sweep the fingertips back behind you. Inhale, bring it up. A few more times, exhale. Inhale. Move with your breath. Let every movement have a beginning and a middle and an end. Next time you find yourself upright, stay there. Take an inhale to reach the fingertips up. On the exhale, bring the hands down onto the blocks. Bring that left knee down. Uncurl the toes to take an inhale to roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, straighten into the front leg, toes reach up towards the sky. Nice hamstring stretch. On your next inhale, come forward into your low lunge. Curl the toes under to straighten back into that left knee. And then move the blocks over towards one side so that you can bring the hands back down onto the mat, just enough so that you can then step that right foot back into your downward facing dog. Let's explore that stepping forward with the left foot this time. Grounding down into the right foot to pick up into the left foot. To create that space for your body, come onto the tippy toes of your right foot. Take one more inhale here. And then on the exhale, use that height that you just created to then step the left foot wherever it falls. So it comes to the outer edge of your yoga mat. And then wherever it comes, use that left hand to walk it forward a little bit more. Use your blocks to raise the floor up so that you can take this moment to create your foundation. Widen your stance here. Left knee above left ankle. Once you've got your solid foundation, inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Let's use that same momentum and flow. Inhale. Exhale, reach the fingertips forward and reach the fingertips back. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale. Inhale. Keep moving. Let your breath guide you through these shapes, not your head, not what you think it's supposed to look like or how fast you're supposed to move. Let your breath be the guide. Next time you find yourself inhaling up, take an exhale to just soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take an inhale to find that length again. And then the exhale brings the hands down on the blocks, lower the right knee. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, uncurl the right toes. Exhale as you straighten into that left leg, finding that stretch in the back line of the leg. Take an inhale to lift the heart a little bit more. Exhale, sink a little bit more. Inhale, coming forward. Curl the toes under of the right foot to lift the right knee. Move the blocks over towards one side. To allow the hands to come down comfortably, bring those hands on the inside of that left foot. Use the hands to press that left foot back. Last downward facing dog here. Take 2 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Bring the knees down onto the mat. Make space for your body here. Knees can come as wide as you need to. Let your heart come down, let your forehead come down. Use those fists stacked on top of each other to support the forehead if you'd like, or your blocks. Just rest. What beautiful work you've done today. It's your connection to the center of you that will help you in times of transition and change. That connection to your center that tells you that you will be okay. You can navigate anything that comes your way. Feel your connection with the earth, with the stability beneath your body, supporting you. Use that support to allow the hands to come onto the mat, to press yourself up just enough so you can bring yourself into your cross-legged position, the same shape that you started the practice with today. Back into your shape. Allow the fingertips to come down onto the mat beside your hips. This time, let's slow it down. Inhale, reach the fingertips out to either side. Maybe bring the gaze up towards the sky. Hands on the exhale, come into heart center. 2 more times, move it slow. Embrace the transitions. Embrace the movement, embrace the flow. One last time. Next time, the hands come into heart center, bowing the head down. Taking this moment to celebrate you, your connection to your body, to your heart and your mind. A connection becoming a healthy one that is nurturing and collaborative. Lift that up, and then slowly opening the eyes. Thank you so much for being here during this Connect to Flow beginner yoga flow practice. It is, as always, such an honor to be your guide throughout this journey of you creating your own yoga practice. And speaking of creating your own yoga practice, your own self-care practices, I've got a really special gift for you in the description box below. It is my EveryBody Self-Care Toolkit, and it is your supportive and nurturing guide towards creating your yoga, meditation, and self-care routine and self-care practices. If you're interested, it includes a guided meditation, a yoga class, as well as a workbook where you get to learn and grow and reflect on what your self-care practices look like for you. So if you're interested, click on the link below, and I would absolutely love to guide you through this practice and through this journey. From my heart to yours, until next time, namaste.